So you're thinking about moving to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and you're interested in Pawleys Island and Murrells Inlet. Well, you're in the right place because in today's show, we're going to cover the pros and cons of both Pawleys Island and Murrells Inlet. So get ready and let's get after it right now. If you enjoy the content that you've been receiving right here at the Living in Myrtle Beach channel, then please tap that bell for notifications, hit that subscribe button, like our videos, like our channel, and even share it with friends and family so that you can be the first to learn about current market changes right here in Myrtle Beach. All right, now Jennifer is a longtime native of the south end of the beach, 35 years, guys. So this is an expert. If you're interested in Pawleys Island or Murrells Inlet, you don't need to go or look any further. Jennifer will be able to help you find what you're looking for in the south end of the beach. Now, she's been in real estate for several years. She helps all kinds of people, all types of buyers buy. Whether you're looking for a condo or a house, you've come to the right person. She's gonna have the right local knowledge and the expertise. Plus, she's backed by the Cana Group team, so we're confident she's gonna help you find exactly what you're looking for in our market. All right, again, as I mentioned, we have Jennifer Johnson here from the Cana Group. She, again, local expert right there in that Murrells Inlet and Pawleys Island area. Jennifer, tell us a little bit about yourself or share a story.
Absolutely, Brandon. So I have been a mother of 3 children for many, many years. I was a first-time home buyer myself, so I love to work with first-time home buyers.
Come on.
I'm also excited about retiring one of these days, so retirees are fun as well. I enjoy getting out and exploring the nature that we're going to be talking about in my free time, and I also in my free time run a charity for children that are battling cancer. So we are actually running a local nonprofit. So I have a lot of experience in the south end of the beach, and I genuinely love helping people.
Amen. All right, guys, so as I mentioned, I have with me again here Jennifer Johnson right here on the Cana Group team, and we're talking through those pros and cons in Murrells Inlet and in Pawleys Island. We're going to start out with Murrells Inlet. Let's talk about the first pro. It is seafood restaurants. This is a town where there is a ton of seafood eateries. So Jennifer, take it away.
Okay, well, Murrells Inlet is called the seafood capital of South Carolina. We are known for our seafood. Just recently, Southern Living magazine named Lee's Inlet Kitchen the best seafood in South Carolina. We also have other restaurants that have been around for many, many years, like Drunken Jack's and Hot Fish Club. Anywhere that you drive along through Murrells Inlet, you're gonna find some of the freshest and tastiest seafood ever.
Absolutely wonderful. So if you're looking for great restaurant to eat at while you're visiting, while you're shopping, while you're looking through the market, don't go any further than Murrells Inlet and check out that seafood. Now, moving right along to our number 2 pro, we're going to talk about the outdoor activities in the Murrells Inlet area. Take it away, Jennifer.
All right, Murrells Inlet is known for our beautiful marsh. Right on the other side of Murrells Inlet is the Garden City Beach, which goes out into the ocean. So we have all sorts of boating activities, kayaking, paddle boarding, boat rentals. We have a little pirate ship that the kids can get on and go travel around. And
is that the one with the cannons?
Yeah, it's the one with the cannons where they're shooting everybody.
Somebody told me about it. Said it'd be great for my kids, I think, for their birthday.
Yes, and then for the adults, there's a brew boat, which is super cool, super fun. My husband and I actually have a boat, so we go out boating ourselves a lot, and we get to enjoy watching all the people on the marsh walk and out in the boats.
No doubt. And it is a little bit different than Myrtle Beach and then North Myrtle Beach, even the Little River area. You know, it's very more. It's a lot more natural. There's a lot more nature out there. It's marshy. I mean, that's just probably the best way to say it. So it's not going to be nearly as maybe urban is the right word as Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is a lot more developed. You know, it's a lot more urban when it comes to, you know, looking at the differences between Myrtle Beach and Pawleys Island or Murrells Inlet. So the south end of the beach, again, it's going to be one of those places where it has some gorgeous scenery. And speaking of gorgeous scenery, let's talk about Brook Green Gardens. And the number 3 pro on Murrells Inlet is that beautiful scenery.
It is beautiful scenery. Actually, Brook Green Gardens is in between Murrells Inlet and Litchfield Beach. And it just, again, got voted to be the #1 garden in the state of South Carolina by the Southern Living magazine.
And I think there's some kind of stat I heard about it where it has the, maybe I could be wrong about this, but I think in all of America it has the most statues or sculptures.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm right. That's
Yes.
right? Okay, yeah.
Mrs. Huntington did a lot of the sculptures herself. Mrs. Huntington owned the Adelia Castle, where the Huntington Beach is, which is directly across the street from Brook Green Gardens. Huntington Beach is one of my favorite places to go. We buy an annual park pass, and I go walk on the beach in the mornings, enjoy the sunrise. The beaches are nice. You can go there. They're not full of people. There's a lot of room, and it actually has a bird sanctuary on one end.
Come on.
And then in the other, when you're coming into Huntington Gardens, you will come across the marsh, and there's tons of birds and alligators.
Yikes.
Alligators.
For all of you
yes.
For all of you people up north or from elsewhere, we have alligators here. It's
Yeah.
a very rural thing. You might want to be careful. Be careful walking your dog.
I saw a picture floating around on Facebook the other day of an alligator that had just gotten himself a little pelican for a snack.
Oh man, no, it's
But it is fun to see all the wildlife.
And guys, we are just carrying it away a little bit. I raise my kids in a neighborhood that has ponds and alligators, and obviously use common sense, use
Absolutely.
caution. It is a very real thing that can happen, but I don't think people are just necessarily living on edge.
Absolutely.
Concerned about the alligators.
Absolutely not. All the water around Myrtle Beach, you can get the alligators in the ponds. And most of the time you'll see them, and you'll have a DNR, or Department of Natural Resources, come and remove them.
Yep.
It's not super common, but it's not uncommon, but it's normally not a problem.
Yeah,
don't feed the alligators and you'll be okay.
Please don't feed the alligators. Yes, it's become part of our lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, Jennifer, you mentioned crowded beaches, non-crowded beaches. Murrells Inlet, Pawleys Island area. It's not going to be so crowded.
No.
Myrtle
Not
Beach,
crowded.
20 million people visit here a year. 20 million people. So our beaches, in comparison to the south end of the beach, like Murrells Inlet, Pawleys Island, all that way, it's not going to be the same thing.
Well, the difference is, when it comes to real estate, a lot of Myrtle Beach has your hotels, your condos. When you get to the Garden City end of the beach, Murrells Inlet, Litchfield, Pawleys Island, there's not as many hotels. There's actually very few hotels, and there's not a ton of condos. So you get a lot more beach houses, which that in itself keeps the beach from not being as busy as Myrtle Beach.
That's exactly right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, that about wraps up our 3 pros for Murrells Inlet. Let's get into those cons. All right, we're just now starting to have a lot of fun. Let's talk through some of those cons in the Murrells Inlet area. Now, our first con that we're going to cover is just how far away the attractions are.
Yes, Brandon. I don't know if your wife is like me and loves the Hobby Lobby, but it
She
is
does.
a long
She
drive
loves
to the Hobby Lobby.
Candace, I know you love the Hobby Lobby. It's ridiculous. My children now love the Hobby Lobby. It's become a part of my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever even stepped foot into a Hobby Lobby, really.
Right.
And then I got married, and now I know all about Hobby Lobby.
Yes. So that's the one con to living on the south end is your Coastal Carolina football games and sports games, your Pelicans, your Broadway at the beach. Everything's a
Pelicans
little bit...
baseball.
Pelicans baseball. Sorry.
They might not know.
But not the Pelicans that are on the beach.
Not the Pelicans that are on the beach. Pelicans baseball.
Pelicans baseball. Yes, everything is a little bit further. That end of the beach, we do have a Walmart in Murrells Inlet, but in Litchfield and Pawleys Island, you will not find a big box store. So if you live in Pawleys Island, you're either driving to Georgetown or to Murrells Inlet to find your closest Walmart.
And let's kind of talk about what when you say Georgetown, they could be thinking close suburbs.
Yeah.
Kind of, because they're coming from, you guys are coming from all over the place. And so you could be thinking, oh, that's just a 15, 20-minute drive. When we talk about driving to Georgetown to the Walmart, how far away is it?
Well, from Pawleys Island, it's only about a 15-minute drive.
Okay.
But it's also about a 15 or 20-minute drive to Murrells Inlet. It's
Okay.
kind of smack dab in the middle.
All right,
That's a southern term for you. Smack dab, is it?
Smack dab in the middle.
So the traffic can, because of everybody wanting to live on the south end, the traffic has gotten kind of what we call bad, but I know that our traffic is nothing compared to bigger cities.
Yeah.
What we consider bad is sitting in traffic for 25 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're from Dallas or Atlanta or New York or any major city, Miami, you're probably not going to be upset about our traffic.
No.
Yeah.
No.
it's nothing compared to the big cities.
No.
From what we've heard.
But we do put it in the con department. So
Yeah, for real.
We're gonna call it a con.
Yeah, and I would say during this, the peak seasons,
Yeah.
it obviously gets worse. It gets congested. April through September, that's when everybody's going to be here checking out those beaches after spring break, in April, and then on through September. Highway 17, which happens to be one of the main roads here that carries you all the way from Pawleys Island, even down into Georgetown, even if you keep driving all the way into Charleston, which we won't even get on that. But the point is that Highway 17 brings you all the way back up, going the other way into Myrtle Beach and into North Myrtle Beach and on into Little River, one of our main roads. That road is going to get congested during those peak season months.
Yes, it will.
Traffic's a con. We just kind of stumbled into it.
Yep, we stumbled into it. So the
Traffic, first con is
far away from some of the attractions.
far away from those attractions.
And the Hobby Lobby.
And the Hobby Lobby, for sure. Second con is our traffic.
And
then our final con is the cost of living. It's going to be a little bit higher to live in the south end of the beach, guys. I don't want to use the word bougie, but I'm just saying.
It can be a little bougie. We've got some bougie neighborhoods.
Bougie. Come on.
There's also some that are more economical, but I feel like you don't have as much land because, as I described, you have the ocean and then you have the river. And it seems like the further south you go, the less land you kind of have in between.
That's really your point.
That's developed.
That's right.
So I think that it just lends to the cost of the homes being a little bit higher.
Up. Yep. When that supply decreases, those prices go up. And that's kind of what you're describing there. So basically, there are some manufactured home parks there, very, very affordable. It is kind of a mixed bag area. And then you have some very high-end, nice, super high-end areas. We're talking like Prince Creek, right? Prince Creek's over there.
Prince
George.
Then Deborah. Then
yep.
you've got the Point, and there's some.
It's pretty nice. So, guys, it is a mixed bag as far as cost of living goes, and the different style neighborhoods and their different price points. You can find some probably in all walks. From the low end of the market to the high end of the market. However, I would say that the cost of living in general is going to be a little bit higher than it would be to live in Myrtle Beach or probably even North Myrtle Beach.
Well, if you think about it, like we discussed, there's not a Walmart that is very close. So just, there's a Fresh Market and there's a Lowe's Foods and the Publix, and so just some of the things that you might find more accessible in the Myrtle Beach is you could pay a little bit more for down on the south end.
No doubt. And that wraps it up, guys, for our cons of Murrells Inlet. Let's get right on into Pawleys Island pros. All right, guys, so we just want to take a moment to kind of and slow it down for a second and just explain something here. Murrells Inlet and Pawleys Island are pretty close together. So some of our conversation might be overlapping, explaining, just the general south end of the beach in general as compared maybe with Myrtle Beach or North Myrtle Beach or the north end of the beach. So, just keep in mind that Murrells Inlet and Pawleys Island kind of butt up against each other, and they're very, very close to each other, so there might be a little bit of overlap in the things that we're explaining. And we are having fun with those pros of Pawleys Island. Let's get into the first one, Jennifer, golfing.
Golfing. I don't know about you, Brandon, but I love to golf. I did it a lot in my younger years, and I love the golf courses in the Pawleys Island and Litchfield area. You have Litchfield Country Club, you have Pawleys Plantation, you have Tradition Club, you have the Heritage. There are a ton. Caledonia, True Blue, a ton of beautiful courses on the south. I mean, they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're older, they're more established, and they have that historic charm that South End is known for.
Yeah, so, and just heads up, there are over 90 golf courses in this Myrtle Beach area. So, guys, if you're a golfer, you're in like golf heaven because there's plenty of places to play golf here. And again, the south end of the beach, in my opinion, I could be wrong about this, it does have a more, natural beauty to it as far as like, the scenery is just gorgeous. I mean, it's older, it's more established. We wouldn't go so far as to say that it's like Charleston. However, it's got its own unique, marsh type beauty to it. So you'll probably notice some of that out on those golf courses.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get right on to number 2. That number 2 pro here in Pawleys Island is going to be
shopping.
Come on.
my favorite thing to do, favorite pastime. So Pawleys Island is known for the hammock shops. It has several areas that have cute little boutique style shops. There's great jewelry stores, there's great women's clothing, there's anything you can imagine down in Pawleys Island. And most of them are more boutique style, so it's items that you're not gonna find everywhere else.
No big box stuff, no big box shops. Yep.
No big box down there. And then you also have the Pawleys Island rope hammocks. I don't even know if you've heard of the hammock shop.
Take us to school.
Yes.
Take us to school,
yes,
Jennifer.
Yes. They are still handmade in Pawleys Island. I actually watched a video the other day of one of the hammock makers that has been there for all of his life making these Pawleys Island hammocks. They are well known all over the world, and they are a sight to see. They literally make them on premise. You can watch them do it. It's really neat.
Yeah. So shopping, we got unique, custom kind of boutique shopping, aka the hammocks that Jennifer was just discussing. And then we don't really have any of those big box stores over in the Pawleys Island area. But it is all in all some great shopping out there. Now, getting right along to our number 3 pro, we're going to talk proximity to Charleston, South Carolina. Now, Charleston, South Carolina, I love Charleston, South Carolina. It's dreamy. It's absolutely beautiful, guys. If you get on Highway 17, leaving the Myrtle Beach area, and I forgot which direction is it? South? Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. We're going to head south on 17, and we're going to hit Charleston, probably maybe 2 hours, 2-hour drive. Some people would say
less than going from Pawleys Island. It's actually probably about an hour and a half going from Pawleys Island. And I think one thing to point out about Pawleys Island is if you do need any specialty doctors, most all of the really special doctors are at the Medical University of South Carolina, which is located in Charleston. So if you ever have a reason, if you have some particular doctor or a neurologist or someone that you need to see that you can't find them here, most people go to Medical University of South Carolina to find those doctors.
Yeah.
And so that you're really close when you're in Pawleys Island too.
Absolutely. So we have 4 different hospital systems here. However, the top flight hospital system is going to be MUSC. And that again is just that hour and a half, maybe tops 2 hours if you're in Myrtle Beach, but Pawleys Island for an hour away?
Yeah, hour and 15 minutes.
Hour and 15 minutes away. And not only that, I mean, guys, if you've ever visited Charleston or are considering it, they have the horse. Basically, all of downtown is pretty much pristine. They've preserved it. The homes look like they're 200 plus years old. Rainbow Road, there's a gorgeous battery there. There's tons to do in Charleston, South Carolina.
Great restaurants.
Oh my, some great restaurants, guys. You definitely want to check out King Street. You definitely want to check out Meeting Street. You might even want to do one of those horse and buggy rides down Meeting Street and have your own personal tour.
Although I just went down not too long ago, and we did not do the horse and buggy ride because some people,
they don't like that. Yeah, that's right.
So we got there's these younger college kids because Charleston also has a College of Charleston.
Right, College of Charleston.
So we got hauled around all evening by some
they
young
will
college
literally,
kid with a bicycle riding in the back of it.
That's right, yeah. They will literally put you in the back of this little carriage, hook it to a bicycle, and be driving down the street with you in the back like it's nothing.
It was great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Super fun. Charleston's fun. So the point is proximity to Charleston, excellent day trip, great for the kids, great for you and the husband or you and the wife. Definitely a lot of fun. You can travel there and travel back, in hardly any time at all. And all in all, it's a great historic site in our great nation. So moving right along, let's get into those cons of Pawleys Island. Guys, let's talk about dining. I mean, Jennifer was just looking at me and she's like, there are 3 fast food restaurants.
There might be 4.
Okay, 4.
There's not many. And just a few years back, they just got a Starbucks. So up until a few years ago, if you were a Starbucks fanatic, you weren't getting it without a little bit of a drive. So I would call that a con of Pawleys Island, is that there's not a ton of your fast food restaurants or your just kind of quick dining restaurants.
Yeah.
You're not going to find, because you don't find the big boxes like we talked about, which is another con, is that you don't have a lot of the big box stores. But because you don't have those, you also don't have any chain restaurants. So if you're used to going to a TJO Fridays and getting
Applebee's.
You're not going to find that in Pawleys Island. So that is a con that some people don't realize is there's not a lot.
I kind of wanna just throw this out there because I don't want to do Pawleys Island any injustice, guys. When we say Pawleys Island is gorgeous, it's really nice. And it kind of has that little southern hallmark kind
charm.
of right. So
it's like a Hallmark movie.
It is. If you've ever seen Hallmark, if you're married, you've probably seen Hallmark. So, anyways, the point is that guys, I don't want to take away from it. It's something that you really don't want to miss. And if you're considering Pawleys Island, it is really, really beautiful, and it might be worth it to you to have limited access to some of those big box stores and some of those fast food restaurants. That might not be a big deal for you at all. In lieu of getting to live in such beauty.
Well, nowadays we have Amazon Prime, so everybody can get whatever they needed delivered to their front
Come
door.
on,
UPS does deliver Amazon Prime in Pawleys Island.
So don't worry about it. If you shop Amazon, they'll drop it off for you. So you don't have to worry about there. Now let's move on to our final con. What was our final con going to be? It's not. We were going to go back to the distance from everything. Right.
Remember, I said that if your wife likes Hobby Lobby or you like a Hobby Lobby fanatic like me, it is, like we said, with the whole area, the whole Murrells Inlet, Litchfield, Pawleys Island area, which are just kind of boom, 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 back to back, as Brandon said, you are further away from the big box stores and the mall, the things that you might want to go to.
Exactly. So let's say you got people visiting in town, you've spent the day at the beach, you're living in Pawleys Island. Well, they might want to go to the Carolina Opry. They might want to go to Pirates Voyage. They might want to go, do some little mini golf, or walk the tight ropes at Broadway at the beach, or head out to Barefoot Landing and go to the marina and eat on the water. I mean, there's so many other attractions that are they are a little bit further away when you live in Pawleys Island. So we'd have to say that the distance to those other attractions is probably going to be our final con for the Pawleys Island area.
Yeah. So in conclusion to our video today, I will tell you that Murrells Inlet is a great place to live. So is Pawleys Island. Murrells Inlet is going to be a little bit closer and have a little bit more of your chain restaurants, your franchise stores, things of that nature, and going to be a little bit closer to all of the attractions. And Pawleys Island is going to be about 20 to 25 minutes on down the road. So it's not going to it is going to be limited as to those things that you have that you can go to and do, Brandon. But I will honestly say that both are beautiful areas, both have great dining, both have great shopping, and both give you an experience to get out and enjoy nature. It is the top thing top pro that I love about the Murrells Inlet and Pawleys Island area is the nature that you can get out and enjoy. You won't see it many other places in South Carolina.
Absolutely wonderful, Jennifer. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us again on this Living in Myrtle Beach channel. We're so happy that you hung out with us. Until next time, this is Brandon and Jennifer signing off. Thank you. Take care.